What's going on, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be discussing the developer live stream that just recently took place over on Twitch. They revealed a lot of content. They talked about the upcoming roster update tomorrow, Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That is also when they're going to be dropping some new headliner packs in set 4. They're also going to be dropping the second inning program, and I'm going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to be breaking it down, and I'm also going to include the upcoming schedule that they released, talking about content in the next week or two. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Let's go ahead and get right into it. This first screenshot is indeed a 93 overall signature series Bill Mazeroski. He has great contact versus right, great contact versus left, solid power versus both sides, 125 vision with 99 clutch, 96 fielding, 55 speed, but he has good enough reaction to where he's going to be very good over there at second base for you, and that is the only position that he plays. But this card is an exclusive headliner pack diamond, similar to the Andre Dawson, Eddie Murray, Mark Pryor, Joe Torre, Fernando Tatis, and Eloy Jimenez. So these cards will be exclusive for a couple weeks or so, and then they'll kind of go away as far as exclusive cards. They might be implemented back into the game later on when they do those packs in a packs or headliners. They might do like headliners in a pack where you can get a random headliner set pack instead of ball in as a habit pack, stuff like that. They're probably going to release these cards along the way, or as the season goes on. But that's just my guess. Before I get too far off track, I want to talk about the other card. So there's 2 exclusive cards in the headliner pack, set 4. And the second one is Jake Arrieta. This card is an absolute beast. He's going to be very effective on the harder difficulties in this game with that hard sinker, the good per nines, great clutch. He's got a good variety of pitches, the hard slider as well, 12-6 curve, a 4-seam, and a changeup. This card was pretty effective in MLB The Show 17, and I know a lot of people in the World Series and Championship Series use this card consistently in that game, and I expect him to be even better in this year's game with the way the meta is. But this next screenshot is going to be breaking down the second inning program. It shows here that the first inning program will also be available. However, they did mention that if you haven't finished that by tomorrow, then all of the program stars that you earn afterward will be accumulated towards the second inning program, which also isn't that bad because if you have the 300 stars for the first inning program, but you don't necessarily have all 600, then any missions you complete now will just automatically accumulate towards the second inning program once it's released. I think that's awesome to implement. I was curious if you would be able to kind of go back and unlock the first inning program later on in the season. I'm not too sure on that. I don't believe you will be able to, but those cards will still be available on the market if that makes sense. So, and they might also go up in price over time. So keep that in mind as well. These are going to be the new moments, April 8th through April 14th moments. And they give you 8,000 XP, 2,000 stubs, and something really cool, I thought was really cool, they implemented into their live stream, was giving us a chance to vote for a moment. They gave us 2 options, and they were going to include one of them into the game. The first choice was the Diamondbacks versus the Rangers. The D-backs made a comeback in the 9th inning when Jarrod Dyson hit a 2-run homer, and that was actually the moment that won. But the other moment that was in the vote was the Phillies and the Nationals, when the Nationals came back and won a game as well. Juan Soto had a game-winning hit. I'm not sure if it was a walk-off home run or not, but it was a game-winning hit, and that was the other moment. I think the reason why the Diamondbacks moment won was because it started you in the 9th inning. I think it would be a much easier mission to complete as you only have to play 1 inning rather than a few innings. I think the other one started you off in the 6th inning, I believe. But this right here, it's an April 11th mission. It shows you hit a home run with the Seattle Mariners player, hit a home run with the Seattle Mariners player. Then there's a variety of other missions. I know there is a Chris Davis mission where you have to tally a base hit with him. We all figured that there would be a Chris Davis mission as he just recently broke out of his slump. But these are definitely some cool missions to keep in mind. Good moments that are also going to unlock Tops Now vouchers so that you're able to redeem those packs when they are released in May, as well as give you the program stars towards the second inning program. So that's pretty cool. I'm assuming you'll be able to complete these moments, get some XP, get some program stars through some way, whether it's completing a mission that is a daily mission, something like that. nonetheless, very cool that they added these types of things, added the vote for the people that were in the stream to kind of vote on a moment that they wanted to see in the game. But this next screenshot is going to be the actual program itself, the second inning program. It shows you the missions. You have 28 days, so you have almost an entire month to complete this one. You have 10 games of ranked seasons, battle royale, and events. We saw that in the first inning program. The batter's box challenge is going to be the Conquest map implemented for this program. I'm going to be showing a screenshot of that upcoming here shortly. The second inning voucher gives you 75 program stars for collecting the first 3 bosses from the first inning program. If you do collect all 3 of those and lock them into your collection, then you won't be able to sell them, but they are going to give you 75 program stars as kind of a head start on this next program. And that's pretty cool as well. I don't think I'm necessarily going to do that, but I am going to be going for these 3 bosses that I have not talked about yet. But we did see in the first screenshot that it was Vlad, Miggy, and Mad Bum. And they're all very good cards. I'm going to be breaking their stats down individually later on. But definitely 3 cards that I want to get my hands on and try out. And that's something to keep in mind with these screenshots, is that you are going to be able to try these cards out before you actually have to select one with the bosses and the missions and everything. But this is the Conquest map. It is the batter's box challenge. We have the left-handed batter's box on the left side. We have the home plate in the middle with your Diamond Dynasty team's stronghold at the bottom there. And then on the right, we have the AL Central division with the right-handed batter's box. So there we see 2 different divisions in the game involving 2 teams that the bosses played for, Vladimir Guerrero and the Angels, and Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers. We don't see the Giants on this specific map. I'm not quite sure why, but obviously because their division is not included here. But Mad Bum is one of the rewards. I don't really know why they didn't include at least just the Giants on there somewhere, but it's all good. I really think that this Conquest map's going to be cool. I like all these different Conquest maps. I've actually been having a lot of fun playing these types of modes. But let me break down this next screenshot. This is actually a gold choice pack within the second inning program. This is going to allow you to unlock a gold card, most likely usable in later events down the line, and actually might even be usable in the upcoming event that I'm going to talk about later on in this video. But there we have a gold Billy Williams, a gold Brandon Crawford, Homer Bailey, Alex Colomé, and Steve Garvey. Some of these cards we saw in previous years' games, like that Garvey, Homer Bailey, and Billy Williams. I don't know if we had that Brandon Crawford in years past or that Alex Colomé. They might have different card arts. I just don't necessarily remember seeing those cards right off the top of my head. But definitely some good cards to keep in mind. They probably won't make your ranked seasons team as we move on a couple of weeks down the road here, but at the same time, they are going to be usable during events and good cards to have nonetheless. Anyway, I mean, they're free cards. You can't really complain there. Choose one of 5 gold players. It's either a free card or free stubs. Can't complain. They're going to be good. Probably go for around 2K stubs at the beginning, maybe even more. But this next choice pack, instead of having 2 gold choice packs, we're going to have a second choice pack, but is going to contain 4 diamond players in Ryan Zimmerman, Ken Giles, AJ Pollock, and Francisco Liriano. The card that speaks to me right now is the Francisco Liriano because he does have a slider as his primary pitch. He throws pretty hard. He's got. I mean, his control's not the greatest, but at the same time, he's a good left-handed pitcher. I'm all about the left-handed pitchers or left-handed players in general. But I think these other cards are going to be usable as well. That Ken Giles in MLB The Show 17 was filthy. The AJ Pollock will be an all-around good player with the meta this year. And the Ryan Zimmerman is a gold hitter as well as a gold fielder. Going to be a solid player for you. Not the best speed. And I don't know if you'd want to pick that card if you pick the Miguel Cabrera once you see him. But anyway, definitely good free diamonds to get. I mean, if you're trying to build a budget team, here you go. Complete the second inning program or complete it to about 200 stars and you get this choice pack for a free diamond. This next screenshot is the big boy right here, the big bosses. We have Miguel Cabrera, we have Vladimir Guerrero, and we have Signature Series Mad Bum. Absolutely insane cards. They are pretty similar to the 75 bronze pack that we saw. Or if you're at level silver 40, you also get another one there. Or if you've been playing the game a whole lot and you're at level 80 silver, then you have a couple of those cards. And at the same time, I think this Madison Bumgarner rivals with that Kershaw. I didn't pick that Kershaw for my first choice. I picked the Ichiro. So this Mad Bum is going to be my go-to pick. I'm going to be selecting Kershaw the next time around anyway, but I cannot put a price on a good left-handed starter, especially a 98 overall signature series. That's going to be the best Mad Bum that we get. However, with these other two, we might see a better signature series overall, or signature series 99 overall Miggy. We might see the same with Vladimir Guerrero. We might see a 97 overall Miggy. I don't necessarily know if he's good enough to get a 99. He's one of my favorite players. I'm a Tigers fan, and this is from his Triple Crown or his MVP season. The numbers there, I think it's 2012. They're a little bit too small on my screen, not the screen that you guys are looking at, but nonetheless, definitely a good card. Hardware edition from pretty much all of those guys. We have the Signature Series Mad Bum, which probably includes some postseason Mad Bum in there as well, but nonetheless, solid cards. I'm going to be breaking their stats down right now. This is Miguel Cabrera. 101 contact versus right, 92 contact versus left, 102 power versus right, 77 versus left, 82 vision. Really is kind of like a Mike Trout. I mean, obviously he doesn't have the defense or the fielding, doesn't play the outfield, but when it comes to the splits and hitting, he has better vision than Mike Trout, and all the other stats are pretty similar. I mean, 100 versus righties and 92, 77, kind of what Mike Trout, the live series Mike Trout is at. But this card plays third base with the secondary position of first base with silver fielding. I think he will be a bronze fielder maybe at first base. I'm not sure if he takes a 4-point hit or a 3-point hit. I think it might be like a 69 overall or 69 rated fielder at first. I'm not 100% sure there, but nonetheless, he does play the corner positions. Will be a very good bat for you, and I mean, this card would start on my team right now. I have Frank Thomas at first, so he wouldn't be there, but he would start at third base over Evan Longoria for me. I'm not necessarily going to choose this card right away. This Vladimir Guerrero would probably be a better fit for my team right now as a right fielder. 101 contact versus right, 105 contact versus left, 72 power versus right, so not enough of power versus right to meet that 75 threshold to give him that bomber quirk. Not that it would impact his PCI size any or anything like that, but it might give him better exit velocities because he would have that threshold where he would excel at hitting home runs, if that makes sense. And that just means the attribute. That just means that the attribute's at 75. And the vision is at 91, so that'll be fine facing a righty. I wish this card had a little bit more power versus right, but nonetheless, I mean, the power versus left makes up for it. 111. This probably won't be the best Vlad we see, as I mentioned earlier, but definitely has decent fielding, kind of similar to Bryce Harper with 68 fielding. He's got a better arm, obviously, at 97. He's got 67 reaction, which isn't the best, but I mean, the 63 speed, I don't necessarily think is going to play all that bad in the outfield. You just have to be careful to overrun balls and kind of coast into the ball icon in order to make the play with this specific guy. I noticed with lower tier fielders in the outfield, that's kind of what you have to do anyway. They're not necessarily going to lock onto the ball all the time. But this next screenshot is going to be the go-to guy. This is the guy I'm going for, Madison Bumgarner. 113 stamina, 93 hits per 9, 103 Ks per 9, 96 walks per 9. So that being able to get good feedback on the meter is going to be easier than a lot of other pitchers to use. Is going to be easier to get than a lot of other pitchers in the game. 84 home runs per 9 is pretty high as well. I don't know if that meets the threshold for excels at limiting home runs, but anyway, I don't really know how all that stuff works. In years past, the home runs per 9 factor didn't even factor into the game. So this year it does, and so that's something that you have to keep in mind. But definitely a decent fielder, has 99 break, and they did mention that his cutter is probably going to be the best cutter in the game. He's going to have 97 control on it with 99 break. It's going to come in at about 91 miles an hour. He does have the hard four seam at 94 to 95. Probably hits 96 with it, to be honest. Has a slower breaking ball at 75. Probably not as good as Kershaw's, but nonetheless does have a good changeup and a good slider. Really is a great pitcher. Pretty comparable to Kershaw. The only difference is Kershaw has the sinker instead of the cutter. But these are definitely amazing cards to get. All three of these bosses are absolutely insane. I can't wait to try some of these out. And that's the best part, is you're going to be able to try these out before you unlock them. And I mean, I can't wait to do some of these missions and unlock some of these stars. I'm going to be going for this Mad Bum right away because I need that solid ace Cy Young is my ace right now, and he's been very good for me. But I need a guy that's a little bit better. I would rather have Cy Young as my number 2 anyway, and that'll also free up a pitcher spot on my team. I'll be able to sell maybe Roy Oswalt or Mark Pryor and build my team up another way, or possibly pick up one of the other bosses. Anyway, I don't want to get too far off track. I want to talk about this guy's hitting stats. He's an absolute beast. If I could use this card as a pinch hitter when I didn't have anyone else on my bench, this would be my go-to guy. However, you're not able to use starting pitchers as a pinch hitter. He does have 39 contact versus right, 31 contact versus left, 63 power versus right, and 65 power versus left. This is going to be good enough to hit home runs. Maybe not necessarily on Legend, because you're going to be hitting with a PCI the size of a P. At the same time, if you do make contact with it, he's probably going to be the best hitting pitcher unless they release like a Shohei Ohtani, or I think he might even have more power than that 85 overall Babe Ruth. Anyway, he does have a decent bunt attribute as well, 71 bunt, 98 durability, so if he takes a line drive off the chest, he might still be able to stay in the game. That's the only time I've seen pitchers get pitchers get injured in the games, when they get hit with a line drive. 62 fielding is not the greatest, but he does have a good arm and good arm accuracy, so he's not going to get a yellow throw on a comeback or anything like that. That's kind of important, I think, in this year's game. This next screenshot is going to be talking about the schedule. This is going to be the schedule implemented into the game tomorrow. We see 419, we see the second inning program, the second inning content, and the first attribute update. They did mention that about 120 players are going to get upgrades and downgrades, probably a record for the most upgraded and downgraded players during a roster update in the middle of a season. But also the new event is going to be released on April 22nd. Keep this in mind, lefty pitchers versus righty hitters. So if you're trying to build your event team in advance, maybe invest in some players that are lefty pitchers and righty hitters, so that way when the event does drop, for the people that haven't necessarily seen this picture of the schedule, they don't know what the event is. So you might be able to flip those cards and make some stubs that way. Just kind of a tip. I don't know necessarily how that's going to work. The market may have already gone up as I'm making this video. But then we see on April 25th, Clutch is going to reveal something on his stream, some new Sony partner moments, which are pretty cool. I'll definitely be checking that out. And then Ranked Seasons number 2 begins in the new month in May, and that's going to be awesome to see with some of these new cards. Everybody's going to reset their rating back down to, like, I don't know, 500 or 650, somewhere in there. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into Ranked Seasons once again for new World Series rewards. I did also, I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think they mentioned that with World Series rewards for the next month, the 3 that are available now will also be included in that next pack. So if you do make World Series next month, but let's say you don't make it this month, and your favorite player is Brett Boone or Don Mattingly, then maybe you want to select those guys instead of the new World Series reward cards, which is completely up to you. I mean, that's what I think is so cool about this and the choice packs, is that they're not just giving us one reward. They're giving us a variety of rewards, and we get to kind of pick and choose. I know a lot of people are going to pick that Bumgarner, so I'm curious to see what his price is going to be. But I also think a lot of people are going to pick that Vladimir Guerrero, man. I think that Vladimir Guerrero is going to be a wanted card from a lot of people. I don't necessarily think that Miggy's going to be selected that much, just because you can kind of get other guys that play the corner positions, especially having Brooks Robinson and Frank Thomas in the Signature Series pack at the different level tiers as you level up with the XP reward path. But anyway, this is an absolute W of content, guys. I think this is absolutely amazing how they're doing this. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you're going to select. Let me know if you're going to go after these headliner packs, what you're going to do, if you're going to complete that Conquest map. Just comment down below what you guys think of this content update. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm College Lefty, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day and enjoy the upcoming weekend. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow when I upload a video on trying to grind some of these programs out. I'm also going to have a gameplay video uploaded either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to get that video finished. But once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm College Lefty, and peace out, everybody.